Hello, Blake here, back again for your 11th tip of your 12 tips of Christmas. I hope you've enjoyed this series, and this one's really simple, guys. Print your work. It might sound silly because we're talking about a Christmas card here, but if we're talking about a composite that you've spent hours on, I spent 12 to 15 hours on this composite, from the video production all the way through the editing, post-production, everything. This is a 12 to 15 hour endeavor. So why wouldn't I print 12 to 15 hours worth of work? And you're probably like, yeah, whatever, it's a Christmas card, dude, you're going to print it anyway. And you're right. I printed them on these cards. And now I print with MPix, okay? And I love MPix. I've always printed with MPix. Actually, since the beginning of my career as a photographer, I printed with MPix. I love their quality. It's gorgeous. And they're only about 3 hours away from me. And they are not paying me for this either, okay? I tell this to everyone who asks me where I print. Love MPix. They have a double-sided card, which made it great for doing our traditional family picture on the back and our lovely composite work on the front. Now, I printed this on a pearlescent paper. So when I say print your work, I'm not just saying print your work. I'm saying print your work on a medium that's going to be suitable for your work. So if you've never printed on a pearlescent paper before that has this pearl type finish to it, what I would recommend you do before you go and print your cards is whoever you're printing with, look at all of their printing options, and a couple months before, send a couple of images over there and have them printed on all their different papers. Sometimes you can even reach out to them and ask them for a swatch. I know MPix did this for me. They gave me a swatch of all the different papers that they used and what a test print would look like on all of those different papers. So when I went to print this, I knew what the pearlescent finish was going to look like, and I knew how beautiful it would be for our Christmas card. Now, I also printed this rather large on a canvas, 16 by 20, because I always wanted this in my office. I mean, that's awesome. Look at that. It's beautiful. But with printing it on a surface like this, like a canvas surface with the gallery wrap, again, I did this through MPix as well, you really have to know what is expected of you when you're shipping this off to them. You can't just ship off the regular picture. You've got to do some work with the edge work on here to do the gallery wrap. And I might do a tutorial on that in the future. Now that I'm talking about that, it is a very confusing thing. But there's something about holding this. The reason why people love this card, and I can agree with them. I got 15 extras printed just so I could touch them and feel them, is you get to interact with them. Not only do you get to see the image that's here, but it's got the pearlescent finish. You can move it around. You see the beauty of what it's going to look like in different light. And that's a critical thing. You get to interact with this. Seeing it online, I know you're seeing it online. I couldn't send this to everyone. If I sent this to everyone, I would be probably a couple $100,000 in debt because they're not cheap to print. To see it and touch it and feel it and interact with it is completely different. To hang it up in a spot that you're proud of, that's why I tell you to print your work. All of the composites that I do that I spend that much time on, I'm very cognizant of how I'm printing it, what surface I'm printing it on, and who I'm printing it with. Now, I tend to use MPix. Again, that's not a plug for MPix. I think their work is great. I've toured their facilities. It's cleaner than most hospitals that I've seen, so I can give you a reassurance there that their work is great. But if you're proud of your work, if you're proud of what you've done, you got to interact with it. It's one thing to interact with it in pixels here. It's another thing to pick it up and to smell it when it comes off the press and just look at it and see it. It's awesome. Be proud of your work, and part of being proud of your work is printing your work. You just watched a tip from a series I'm doing called the 12 Tips of Christmas. It's about this composited Christmas card that I did for our family. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, how this is going to work is over the course between the 13th and the 24th of December 2018, I'll be populating a new tip for the 12 Tips of Christmas. If you're on F64 Academy, you'll see that this page is being updated as those days progress. If at any point you want to catch up on these, you can either do it right here on F64 Academy on this page that you're watching right now, or if you're on the YouTube channel, type in F64 Academy and search for the playlist 12 Tips. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this. I sincerely appreciate it. Have a Merry Christmas.